You're listening to Late Night Radio on Light and Shadow FM.
Good evening, insomniacs, overthinkers, and anyone else who hasn't quite figured out how to be alone with their own thoughts after midnight. You're listening to Late Night Radio on Light and Shadow FM. I'm Mark, and it's my job to keep you company until you finally give up on sleeping and just decide to exist, eyes open, until the sun makes its next mistake. Tonight's theme: what keeps you up at night? That's the question. It's not about getting stuck in traffic or watching the same pairs of headlights crawl by your window. It's the other kind, the spiral kind. The mental merry-go-round that finds you wide awake at 2:12 a.m., replaying every dumb thing you said to someone 7 years ago, or building disaster fantasy blueprints for things that haven't happened and probably never will. Most experts would tell you to be present, or practice gratitude, or some other easy-to-say nonsense. But if you're honest, you don't actually want to be present for this. You want an off switch, or at least someone to agree that, yes, it's a little weird how you keep reliving the same argument with your mother, who's now 3 states away and asleep, dreaming of a version of you that hasn't been up 3 nights in a row. I used to think it was just me, that I was the only one with a relentless rerun channel in my head. I kept waiting for a grown-up to explain when the thoughts would finally stop feeling like a slot machine, spinning out worst-case scenarios until 3 cherries lined up and suddenly everything was normal. But nobody ever did. You just get older and better at hiding the noise, or at pretending it's just stress, or coffee, or Mercury in retrograde. Which brings us to tonight's callers. We're going to hear from people who have built their entire personalities around thinking ahead, worrying about everyone else, or refusing to believe that the next version of their life won't be a rerun of the last. The real topic isn't obsession. It's the lie that if you worry enough, you can prevent the thing you're afraid of. You can't, but you can lose a lot of sleep trying. For those of you still forming your excuses not to call, I'll make it easy. The number's the same, the producer doesn't judge, and you can use a fake name. Everyone does. Maybe tonight, the thing you say out loud will finally sound less embarrassing than the voice in your head. Or not. It's late, and nobody remembers radio shows anyway. First up is Allison, who says she's awake because she can't stop checking if her doors are locked, even though she lives on the 4th floor and her building has a doorman. Allison, you're on.
Hi. Sorry, I wasn't sure I'd actually get through.
Not a problem. We make it a point to answer every call between midnight and 3, no matter how small the crisis. How are you?
Still vertical. Still refreshing my phone every 3 minutes, so, typical.
You said in your message that you have a nighttime routine, but it's less yoga, more tactical response?
Yeah. I wish I was one of those people who could just, light a candle and zone out. I do the opposite. It's a whole process. Before bed, I check the smoke detectors, the stove, the windows, even though they're nailed shut. I try to pretend I'm just being thorough, but it's obvious I've crossed into paranoid weirdo territory.
What's the last thing you check before you actually go to bed?
My phone. Always. I think it's a holdover from when my son was a newborn, and I was convinced every vibration was a disaster. Now he's 12, and I somehow still think the universe runs on push notifications.
Any disasters lately?
No, that's the joke, right? Nothing ever happens. I just keep doing it anyway. Like if I stop, that's when everything will collapse.
Sounds exhausting.
It is. But what's worse is when people tell you to just stop worrying. That's like telling someone with allergies to just stop sneezing. You can't. It's built in. I know, logically, that most of what I'm worried about is imaginary. But at night, logic is like useless.
Who taught you to be scared of the worst-case scenario?
Parents, probably. My mom was a single mom. She anticipated stuff. She always expected the bad thing. She called it being prepared, but really, it was just anxiety with a clipboard. I guess I inherited that.
You ever ask her about it?
No. She'd just say it's my maternal instinct. Like, if you're not worrying, you're not doing your job.
She might be right, but I don't think insomnia is in any official job description.
If it was, I'd be Employee of the Year.
You said your son's 12. Does he notice the routine?
He makes fun of me for it, actually. Like, he'll say, "Mom, the stove is fine," or, "We're not going to die in a fire." He's more chill than I was at his age. Or maybe just better at hiding it.
Do you want him to be more like you or less?
Less, I think. I want him to be normal, safe. But I keep thinking if I let my guard down, I'm basically tempting fate.
So worrying is what? A kind of insurance?
Yeah. It's stupid, but yeah.
Has it ever worked? Like, has anything you worried about actually happened?
Not once. That's the worst part. It's like my brain is a really expensive security system for an empty safe.
But if you disable it, you'll wake up to find everything gone.
Exactly.
What are you most worried about losing?
I mean, him, if I'm honest. My son, or, I don't know, stability maybe? I just want to know that nothing can rip the rug out from under us.
Has anyone ever actually pulled that rug before?
Yeah. My dad left when I was 6. Just one day, gone. My mom covered for him, but it was obvious what happened. I never wanted my kid to feel that.
Do you think he does?
No. He's got both parents, and I overcompensate. But I'm always scanning for the signs. Like, if I miss one little hint, it'll be my fault if something goes wrong. Like, I could preempt a tragedy by being hyper-vigilant.
But you know that's not how it works.
Yeah, but try telling that to my 2 a.m. brain.
What does your son do when you're in one of your, routines?
He tries to distract me. Or he offers to check the doors, so I'll relax. Sometimes I catch him rolling his eyes, but he's mostly sweet about it. He's a good kid.
You ever ask him what he actually worries about, if anything?
No, I just assume he's fine. He seems fine.
Maybe you could try asking.
I guess I could. I mean, he's not me. He's his own person.
Yeah, you don't have to pass down every family tradition.
Easier said than done.
That's likely why I host a radio show instead of raising children.
You'd probably be a good dad. You listen.
I'd be the opposite. I'd forget to lock the doors, and my kid would have to remind me to check the stove.
Maybe that's better.
Or maybe both ways are just ways. No perfect answer.
You really think there's no off switch for this?
Nope, but you can lower the volume. Sometimes that's enough to sleep.
I'd settle for that.
You ever try letting your guard down just one night?
Once, the fridge flooded and ruined half the kitchen. I took it as a sign.
So the universe owes you a break.
Huh. I'll keep waiting.
What if tonight you don't wait for a sign?
Meaning?
Meaning you pick one thing you don't check.
That sounds irresponsible.
4th floor, doorman, 12-year-old who already double checks you.
Okay. When you list it like that...
One thing. Not the stove, not the smoke detector. Something small.
The hallway closet. I always open it. I don't even know why.
There you go.
And if tomorrow the world ends because of the hallway closet?
Then call me and I'll personally apologize on air.
You're serious?
About the experiment, yeah.
Okay. I won't check the closet tonight.
That's not tempting fate. That's teaching your brain it doesn't run the building.
My son's going to be very proud of the closet.
Good. Let him see you relax once.
Yeah. Okay. I can do one door.
Thanks for calling, Allison.
Thanks for not laughing at me.
That's not in my job description either. Good night. That was Allison, 4th floor security detail, honorary member of the Night Owl Protection League. If you've ever built a mental checklist so long you're not even sure what half of it prevents, you're in good company. For what it's worth, I don't think worry makes you weak. I think it means you're paying attention, maybe more than is strictly required. But radio needs people like that. Keeps us employed. We'll be right back.
Gold on the table, dust on the floor, your name on the tower, still asking for more. Silk on your shoulders, stones in your chest, chasing a mirage while your heart never rests. I got sand in my pocket, still I walk like a queen. All my treasure is quiet, hidden places you can't see. Let the rich chase their shadows, let them bargain, let them bleed. I just drink from the silence, that's the only wealth I need. Eyes like a ledger, counting every scar. You can't buy a sunrise, you can't own a star. Bend like the palm tree, kneel to the breeze, powering the softness, strong enough to ease. I've got sand in my pocket, still I walk like a queen. All my treasure is quiet, hidden places you can't see. Let the rich chase their shadows, let them bargain, let them bleed. I just drink from the silence, that's the only wealth I need.
You're listening to Late Night Radio on Light and Shadow FM.
Next up, Bruce. He says he's having trouble sleeping because of past due regrets and emotional debt collections. That's a direct quote. Bruce, you're on.
Evening.
You sound wide awake.
I got the night shift brain. Can't turn it off.
You said you've been, what, replaying old relationships?
Yeah. Not in a romantic way, more like auditing my own failures.
That a regular thing for you?
Used to be. Got married, had kids, figured out how to outgrow it. But then the marriage went south, and now it's like I'm back in high school, second-guessing every decision.
Do you regret more of what you did or what you didn't?
Didn't. I never did enough. I'm the guy who stands in the corner at parties and leaves early. I thought that would change when I got older.
It rarely does.
Yeah, my ex used to say I was emotionally cost-effective. Like, no extra effort. She wasn't wrong.
But you're up tonight. Something must have triggered it?
Old friend messaged me. Guy I haven't seen since my 20s. Asked if I ever got over, well, her. The one that got away. Joke is, I didn't even realize I hadn't.
Tell me about her.
Maggie. We met at one of those off-brand coffee shops back when I thought I'd be a writer. She was loud, smart, unfiltered. I was not. We didn't even date that long. She moved, I stayed. But I built this whole story in my head where we were supposed to end up together. Every time something went bad in my life, I'd blame it on not chasing her.
You think if you'd gone after her, things would be different?
No, that's the sick part. I know it wouldn't have worked. I just like having someone to blame for being stuck.
So you're choosing the rerun, even though you know how it ends.
Yeah. At least then you know the lines.
Does it help?
No, but it keeps things simple. You don't have to risk anything if you already know the script.
Sounds lonely, Bruce.
It is. I mean, I have friends, kids, co-workers, but I'm not really there, you know? It's like I'm acting out some role I didn't audition for.
What would you do if you could rewrite it?
I can't imagine it. I'm 46. My oldest is in college. I've got a mortgage and a job I'm not allowed to hate out loud. What's the alternative? Start drinking at noon?
Some people burn it down. Some just let it stand empty.
I'm the second kind. I don't make waves.
You wish you did?
Sometimes. But I wasn't raised for that. My dad kept his head down. My mom smiled through everything, good and bad. You just endure.
That's not nothing.
Feels like nothing most nights.
What about your kids?
They're good. Smarter than I ever was. I see them try things I was too scared to do. Sometimes I want to warn them off, but then I remember how boring my own life's been.
You don't want them to be you.
No, but I don't want them to end up... I guess I do want them to be me, but like the better version. Is that messed up?
Only if you think you're irredeemable.
Not irredeemable, just unrevised.
Do you think about going back to writing?
All the time. But I don't know what I'd say. I'm not interesting enough to be a character in a book.
You'd be surprised how many boring people end up in books. Sometimes they're the only ones who survive.
Maybe I'm the red shirt. with a guy who gets 3 lines before dying off screen.
Or maybe you're the narrator.
That's bleak, Mark, but I like it.
It's honest.
You ever meet someone and just know you're not going to matter to them, but you still want to?
Sure.
I think that's why I never let go of Maggie. She never saw me as a background guy. Well, maybe she did, and I just believed her when she pretended otherwise.
You ever try to reach out?
She died 3 years ago. I never even knew until someone told me at a reunion. By then it was, too late.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's just weird how you can miss someone who was only in your life for like 6 months. I've been married longer than that, had kids, changed jobs, but she's the one who's stuck in my head.
Maybe it's not about her. Maybe it's about what she represented.
Yeah. She was the last person who ever told me to try. I haven't since.
You don't have to say it on air if you don't want, but did something happen at the end?
She wanted me to move with her. I said no. I told her I had responsibilities. My mom was sick. My job was unstable. But really, I was just scared. I never said that. She called me a coward, and I never argued.
Have you forgiven yourself for that?
I think so. But some nights I can't tell if I regret losing her, or just regret never taking the chance.
Would you even know how?
No.
Maybe that's why you're up. You're not rehearsing regret. You're just trying to remember what it felt like to care about a risk.
Maybe. It's easier to replay a failure than to imagine a win.
Or maybe you're just out of practice.
That's possible.
If you wrote about it, would it help?
Maybe. I'm not sure I could start.
You just did.
Nice one.
It's a trick I learned from radio. Sometimes you keep talking long enough, and eventually you say the thing you didn't know you were going to say.
You think that's true?
Every call, every night.
I'll try it. Worst case, it's just another rerun.
That's still better than silence.
You know what's stupid? I still have her last email. I never deleted it.
What does it say?
Just, I hope you surprise yourself. That's it. No drama.
Have you?
No.
You could.
By doing what?
By not choosing the rerun tonight.
I could open a blank document. Just write 1 page. Not about her. About the guy who said no.
That sounds different.
Yeah. That sounds like someone who's not finished yet.
So what happens after we hang up?
I make coffee. I sit at the kitchen table. I write 1 honest page. No metaphors. No blaming Maggie.
That's not a rerun.
No. That's new.
Good. Call me in a week and tell me what you wrote.
Yeah. I might. Thanks, Mark.
Anytime, Bruce. Good night.
Night.
That was Bruce. Self-identified supporting character. Possible secret narrator. The way he tells it, he's haunted by the story he never finished, or maybe the one he was too scared to start. I think there's something noble in surviving your own caution, but sometimes I wonder how many of us are living out someone else's story, just waiting for the chance to improvise. If you're still awake, the lines are open. We don't screen for heartbreak, boredom, or existential dread. If your brain won't let you off the hook tonight, at least you're in decent company. We'll be back after this.
I'm breathing in that black smoke, that worry, everything is heavy. What if I'm the one that dies next? I worry, I think it's all that I know, and it makes me kinda dizzy. But I know I could just lie down, go to sleep and take the night off. And I know, ooh, I know I could go, I could everything is just another crisis. I've been seeing white and black, and I don't know if I like it. Sometimes I think I might have died in the war that I was fighting, but now I know that it's alright. I could just lie down, go to sleep and take the night off. And I know, ooh, I know, and I know I could go,
You're listening to Late Night Radio on Light and Shadow FM.
Welcome back. I'm still Mark, and we're still here. The only radio show where if you call in at 2:15 a.m., I don't ask if you've been drinking. I just assume you have and move on. There's something about this hour that turns every passing thought into a dissertation. Maybe it's the silence, or maybe your brain knows this is the safest time to stop pretending you have it all figured out. Tonight's theme, What Keeps You Up at Night, is really about the stories we keep telling ourselves after everyone else is asleep. I think everyone's got at least one. Sometimes it's like the world's most annoying song that won't leave your head. Sometimes it's a memory you wish you could edit, but all your attempts just make the footage grainier, not better. I'll be honest, I'm not immune to it. I tell myself I'm here to listen, but half the time I'm doing the same thing as you, pacing the limits of my own life, wondering if I should have said more or said less, or called someone before they stopped picking up. People assume radio hosts know what to say. The truth is, we're just the last people awake, so you have to listen to us. There's this idea that if you replay something enough, you'll eventually get it right. I don't think that's how it works. You just get better at remembering the version that hurts less, or you convince yourself the mistakes were inevitable. Secret: most of us don't change all at once. We just make one small decision that doesn't look like much, until it is. If you're waiting for me to say it magically gets better, you're going to be up a while. But I do think it gets easier. Maybe you get used to not having the answer. Maybe you get bored of the same old fear. Or maybe you just fall asleep and forget about it until tomorrow. If you're listening right now and you hate yourself for being stuck on the same thought for weeks or months or years, don't. You're not broken. You're just human. The only strange thing is thinking you're the only one who does it. I'll leave you with this. Sometimes you don't need to outsmart your mind. Just make one small choice it didn't expect. That's usually enough. Until next time, this is Mark, wishing you a good night and a bit more quiet mind.